Cold, aren't you?
It's time to pick pots.
Oh, what the heck?
Mine! Stop it!
Earring. Hannah!
Ben, we all call it Big Ben, but that's only a nickname for the 13.5-ton bell that chimes out only there. The correct name of that is the Westminster Clock and Tower. Well, as we turn the boat round now, on the right where we just left, the London Eye, sponsored by British Airways, the largest sightseeing mall in the world, 450 feet high, 32 pods. Each pod can carry up to 25 people, and that would take you 30 minutes to do a complete circuit. British Airways, they call it a flight, and they say from the uppermost on a very clear day, you can actually see Australia. The problem is we don't get many clear days. It washes itself clean. If you look on the underside, you can see how dirty the bridges get here in London. On the right, we've got the building there, electronic signboards telling you the temperature. That's our National Theatre. That incorporates 3 theatres under the one roof. The Cottage Slope, the Littleton and the Olivier. That's after its founder, Sir Lawrence Olivier. To me it looks more like a multi-storey car park, but I suppose it was built in the concrete era of the 60s. But in contrast that, over on the left-hand side, that's a very large grey building there. That's Somerset House, which was built in the late 1700s for the Earls and Dukes. Bankside Power Station. This is now the Tate Gallery for Modern Art. It's where they show contemporary modern art from the Tate. It is free admission to have a look around there. And once you've been inside, you realise why. You can see a pile of bricks on the floor, an unmade bed, a room with a light bulb going on, and the walls and paint thrown over it. So it's got to be well worth a visit. That's the Tate Mod. This is the Millennium Bridge. This connects St Paul's to the Tate Mod. But when they built this bridge, they did block the only view we had of St Paul's. So you can just catch a glimpse there as you look to your left there as you pass underneath the bridge. But if we come back to the right again, we can see a white timber frame building here. This is a replica of William Shakespeare's Globe Playhouse Theatre. It's the only building in London allowed to thatch roofs since the Great Fire of London. It's an open-air theatre. That thatch is only round the outer rim of it. They perform the plays during the summer. If you like Shakespeare, you'll see one whose plays are performed in its traditional way. That's the theatre to go to, because they don't use microphone speakers or amplifiers. It's all done with their voices, as it was back in Shakespeare's day.
It's warmer up here than I thought.
Well, it took in 3 years with a crew of 80 cutthroat sailors on board. Now there's a seagoing ship, because that ship has been around the world twice, tracing Drake's voyage, but it's actually in as a museum. We can go on board and have a look around. And also on the right between the buildings we have Southwark Cathedral, the 3rd largest place of worship here in London. Parts of that date back to the 14th century. This is London Bridge we're approaching, the 4th one to stand here. The first London Bridge was built by the Romans over 2,000 years ago. But the bridge for this one is the one we sold to the Americans. The bridge was taken down stone by stone. They numbered the stone and shipped it across the Atlantic. And it's now re-erected over a man-made lake. It stands now as a tourist attraction. Between the buildings there on your left, you've got the tall column. That's the monument to the Great Fire of London, designed by Wren to be a candle. As it said, it was a candle that started the fire in the baker shop in Puddingdale in 1666.
That's where the fire originally started, so they say.
This blue glass building on the left, Sir Magnus House, headquarters and training ground to the London Wintercleaners Association.
This is the original fish market here. Look at the top. You see
how it blends in nicely with the building next door.
See the fish on top.
At one time the Billingsgate Fish Market. Traded there for over 900 years until 1982, and they moved the market to larger premises down in Canary Wharf. Only fish there now, the gold ones as weather vanes on top of the building. Coming up on the right, we've got this large warship, the HMS Belfast, built in the Hull and the Moor shipyard, Belfast, Northern Ireland, 1938. The main armaments to this ship, 12 6-inch guns, you see 6 forward, 6 aft, each capable of firing a 100-weight shell, 14 air miles. These last fired in anger in the Korean War, 1952. This ship was also involved in the hunting, the chasing, and eventual sinking of that huge German battle cruiser, the Scharnhorst, which was on Boxing Day 1943. It's known as the Battle of the North Cape. Belongs there to the Imperial War Museum. We've on board, you can have a look around the ship where there's 8 decks to explore, right from the bridge into the gun turrets, and you can go right down into the engine room. Bit of ladder work involved, but it's well worth having a look around. She's last of the old big gun cruisers. Ahead of us we got the Tower Road Bridge. You'll get a nice side-on view of the bridge very shortly as we turn the boat round. Tower Bridge is clad in that stonework to blend in with its neighbour, the Tower of London. Now, the Tower Bridge is nowhere near as old as the Tower of London. It's 113 years old. It was opened 30th of June 1894. The centre spans are called bascules, and they part raise up and down like a drawbridge. They let larger, taller ships into this part of London. They don't raise often these days because the commercial traffic's finished. I mean, don't get the shipping up here like we used to. At one time, those bascules were raising up to 20, even 30 times a day. Now, you're lucky to see them go up 20 times a week. But much older, it's coming up on your left here, as we turn, the Tower of London. Now, the Tower of London dates back to the reign of William the Conqueror back in 1078. Now, the old one different reigning monarchs that have been in the tower over the years, it's been many things. A mint, observatory, an armoury, but it's most famous as a place of torture and execution. If you look on the river wall, you can see the writing, entry to Traitor's Gate. You can see it all been written up there, but that's where people found guilty of treason, where they was tried out the old Palace of Westminster. They was rowed down river in the waterman's boat. They would have been taken through that archway, either imprisoned in the tower and tortured, or taken off the tower green, and that's where they had their public execution. And that's why I had their heads chopped off by a very large blunt axe.
His sisters. He worked in it, and he actually exploded. The thing exploded, and he took in ammonia. It rocked through inside. He died. Just behind that new building, there used to be lots of, that's called Toolish. The biggest dog. These are offices.
That's his offices there, and it's called City Hall. But we're going to pass beneath the bascules of Tower Bridge now. These part raise up and down like a drawbridge, and this is owned by the Prince of Wales, the eldest son of Queen Victoria, in 1869, who later became known as Edward VII. Now, the example of what I was saying about these warehouses down here, example of this is on the right, Butler's Wharf. Now, Butler's Wharf was the largest tea warehouse here in London. Ships would come up the River Thames and the berth on those jetties here, discharge their chests of tea into these warehouses, where it was then blended, boxed up and distributed around the country. It's all luxury apartments now. Also over there we've got all the restaurants as well, the Ponta de Tour, the Cantina, all bar one, Chop House, Brown's, all owned by the restaurateur Sir Terence Conrad. Then we've got a white building in between the warehouses there, that's a design museum. Any household article is invented is put on display in there. And quite a bit of filming's been done in this area over the years. Because behind these buildings there, a lot of the back streets are still narrow and cobbled. And come up on the right is a little muddy creekway known as Saviour's Dock. And this is where they filmed Lionel Bart's musical Oliver. On Ron Moody, Oliver Reed, Jack Wilde. This is where Fagin had his lair of pickpocket boy thieves running amok up here. And if you look up there, it's still got a Dickensian look about the place, and as you can see, some of the cranes have been left up on the side of the buildings as it was once a working dock. Then we got the building there on the front with the red fascia, where another film was made there, Fish Called Wanda. John Cleese, Jamie Lee Curtis, where he had his love nest. If you ever see the film where they hung him upside down from the balcony in his birthday suit, that's where they filmed it from them buildings there. It's all part of Bermondsey, South East London. It's all there on the right hand side. But on the left hand side is the old East End of London, which this area is known as Wapping. And estate agents, all that sort of. Actually got its name after an old coaling collier called the Prospect. It was regular business in London with coal from power stations. The ship got lost in a violent storm in the North Sea on one of its trips, and they changed the name in respect to the crew of the ship we were lost. Another dock entrance over there, that was the main entrance to the London dock. That's where all the shipping went into the dock there. It's all been filled in there, as you see. And you can see the other shaft there for the tunnel. I'll tell you a little bit about River Thames there. A lot of people ask us about the river. Is it central here? The docks are closed down, and they've all moved out of this area, and it's all been redeveloped. A little pub there called the Graves, that was made famous for Charles Dickens. That's where he wrote his novel, Having Short Friend. You can describe that little pub.
We must have made a play about him, and my sister's mate made up a rap.
Now this large development we're approaching, this is Canary Wharf, rebuilt in the old South West India docks. It's been under construction there since the mid-80s. The skyscraper building at Pinnacle Tower is known as Number 1 Kennedy Square Tower. It's quite easy to get to here, to Canary Wharf from Greenwich, via the Docklands Light Railway. It's got a worth a visit over there. We've got a large shopping centre under the main tower there. You've got the Docklands Museum, which gives you an insight how the river used to be. It was London's biggest port of the time. There's some road there in Canary Wharf. The tide's a bit low at the moment, but luckily when you look through the gap in the buildings here, you can see the yellow support legs to the Millennium Dome through there, but it's not called Millennium Dome, it's called the O2 Arena. And you just catch a glimpse there, it's one of the things I say, the tide's low, you can't hardly see it. Because that's the last peninsula over there, it's known as the Isle of Dogs. We travel round to get to the dome, but we don't go all the way around it because we stop at Greenwich, but we went all the way around it.
You get interest at the end of the year for loaning.
Even down either side of the river, you had two dock systems, the South West Indian Mill docks to your left, and the Surrey Commercial docks here to your right. And the Surrey Commercial docks was the biggest timber dock in the country. There were 22 miles of quayside with 14 interconnected docks. Now I showed you one entrance round where the old salt quay was, where that covered.
BT Tower now.
Is that the second one?
That's what we see up there, isn't it?